The time right now is 7:39, and nearly 4 in 10 Americans are working more than one job just to make ends meet. A survey by Bankrate.com shows men and millennials are actually the most likely to get a side gig. 59% do it to earn more disposable income, while 38% say they take on extra work in order to cover ordinary living expenses. Experts recommend you do your homework before you go hunting for another gig. Lynda McNutt Foster joins me now live in studio to break down the do's and the don'ts of getting a side gig. Lynda, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with the type of research people should do before going out and getting a side job.
Well, do research for yourself. Can you, should you, does it suit you? So can you actually do it, which means if you have a very structured 9-to-5 job, you can probably take on a side job pretty easily, but if you are unable to sort of understand your flexibility or you don't have a lot of it, you definitely want to make sure that the type of side job you're getting, you've thought about that. Should you do it? I mean, do you have the energy? It's not really about time management, it's that, but it's also about energy management. So do you have the energy and the health? So I noticed when you said millennials, yeah, they probably are young enough to be able to run the candle at both ends, but can you do it? And does it suit you? Is it something you like to do? Because I'm going to tell you, if you get off at 5 o'clock and then you have another 4 hours to do something, you better like it and want to do it, or it's going to be difficult to figure out why you have to suffer.
Do people need to clear getting a side job with their current boss at their full-time gig?
Definitely, because some of the company policies say that you can't do it. So you need to make sure that based on your company policy, it's okay to take on a second job.
All right, so you touched on it a little bit, but out of curiosity, you know, I noticed that the Bankrate study mentioned millennials and men were more likely to have the side job compared to women. What factors play into that? Why is that, you think?
You know, I'm just going to take a conjecture here because I don't know that a lot of studies double click on this particular issue, but it would be interesting to know, do women choose retail jobs, clerk jobs, clerical type of jobs, which gives them a certain set amount of money per hour, and then men do things like landscaping or something physical on the weekends that are going to pay a lot more money per hour. I mean, sometimes if you have a landscaping company and you're doing it on the weekend, you can make $75 to $100 an hour, whereas a clerk may make minimum wage or $10 an hour at the most.
So when it comes to a full-time gig, a side gig, no matter what you're doing for money, what do people need to do to make sure that they're getting paid what they deserve? So maybe it's the full-time gig, getting paid what you deserve so that you don't have to get a side job, or if the side job is just for a little extra cash, how do you make sure that they're giving you what you deserve considering the hours?
Yeah, I think what's most important is to go to any type of sources that you can, do your research on things like Glassdoor, ask around, find out. You know, people are so scared to ask about money, and I'm always interested in that because I'm like, we're all working to make money, because if you ask people if you win the lottery, like they say, yeah, I'm going to quit my job. So ask around, find out, you know, pick jobs that pay the most amount of money. So do your research and go, who is going to pay me the most amount of money for that time, because you want to make it worth it. And if you're spending time away from your family, you want to make sure that you're getting the most amount of money for that time, because you may not do it for a long period of time. So you want to make sure that your skills match up and you're getting paid, you know, if you have the level of skills that will pay the extra money, you want to focus on those.
Very quickly, yes or no, is it appropriate to ask a friend, a family member, someone you know, how much money they make if it's a job you're interested in?
Why not? Ask. Ask. You're not going to know unless you ask.
Perfect. Lynda, thank you so much.
You're welcome.